rolling repository model that we have been using at Chakra Linux for nearly a decade now. And we believe that it can be the golden intersection for desktop users. A few words about Chakra. Chakra is a distribution that is focused on KDE and Qt software, and it's an independent distro. However, it heavily relies on Arch Linux technologies, and the half-rolling repository model that we implement is one of our unique selling points. My name is Neophytos Kolokotronis. I'm a long-time Chakra team member. I'm involved in community and project management. I'm also involved in various free software and open data projects. You probably know one of these two popular release models. One is the fully rolling model, and the other is a non-rolling fixed release model. With the half-rolling model, we try to balance the advantages of both of these models and find bridge the gap between them, and hopefully find another user case. The main advantages of the fully rolling model are, of course, that you get all the latest software that is shipped by upstream, and with that you get the latest functionalities, all the security updates, any bug fixes that are available. And you can, with the rolling models, you can continuously upgrade your system via your package manager without having to do much else. The main disadvantage here is, of course, because you have many updates all the time that are continuous. There are possibilities for a regression to show up, an upstream bug coming up, and in more severe cases, you could end up with a broken system. Some examples of these rolling distributions are Arch Linux and Gentoo, and it makes them ideal for enthusiasts that are looking to get all the latest applications, the latest and greatest software, and some more experienced advanced users. Regarding the fixed release model, the main advantage is, of course, stability, and that comes from the less frequent updates that come to these distributions, and that makes it easier also to maintain. The major disadvantage is that these releases, the fixed releases, usually come in the form of series, so when a new series is out, you have to upgrade from the old series to the new one, so things get complicated there, and you could end up with stability issues. And the software that rolls into the distribution is much slower, so you don't get all the latest applications usually. Some popular examples are Debian, Ubuntu, and Fedora. And these tend to be ideal for workstations, servers, and more casual users. Now, with the half-rolling model, we try to distinguish between two different layers of software. The first is a stable color software, where we update this code less often, periodically, through the year. And on top of that, we have the fully rolling desktop environment and applications. This might help you understand it a bit better, hopefully. You can see in the yellow box, we have all the libraries, the applications, and the desktop environment. In the case of Chakra, when we have Plasma from KDE, which fully rolls. So this could get continuously updated, and all the new versions are available immediately to our users. And on the bottom half, in the orange box, you can see the core components of the system, which are usually libraries or some core packages, which are only half rolling, so they are periodically updated. In our implementation, in the core layer, we include software that we consider that is critical for an operational system. So we update this software more periodically and on scheduled intervals throughout the year. We try to categorize our packages in the core layer in groups. So you get the kernel and driver group, the Xog server group, the multimedia group, and other important core packages with their dependencies come as a group. We don't treat all package groups the same, though. Some package groups are updated more often than others. This is usually due to popular demand, so users tend to require the latest kernel and graphics drivers, so we try to upgrade those more often through the year, whereas we upgrade Xord or the multimedia packages maybe less times. The second layer is what we think users tend to interact with, and that is exactly the desktop environments and the applications. In Chakra specifically, that includes frameworks and Plasma by KDE, all the applications that are available to users, and any related dependency that has to do with the above packages. Now, all our packages that are fully running, they go to stable directly. You don't have to pass them through a testing repository because we don't consider those to be in any way critical. If an application breaks, it's okay. The packages in the core layer, however, have to pass through a testing repository, which is a unified repository. We keep packages there usually for a week, but it might be from several days to weeks, depending on the significance of these packages. And after we get the green light from our testers and our own testing, we then move them to the stable repositories accordingly. So here we're aiming with a half rolling model for a balance between stability and getting the latest software. So in regards to stability, that is, we make the updates available periodically through the year, so the updates are also foreseeable, so the users know what's the next package group that's going to be updated and when that is going to land in stable. At the same time, we try to fully roll the application, so we continuously push all the latest versions. And because we are rolling, that means that you only have to install your system once, and then you just get the upgrades to your package manager. The disadvantages have to do a bit with your standpoint. If you are comparing to the fully rolling model, then of course you get slower upgrades of the core components. And if you are comparing to the fixed release model, you have higher risk because even though it's slower, you still have to upgrade more often than the fixed release distributions. Some challenges we face, this is the most often, when a new application requires a new library version. We then need to decide what to do about that and need to check, does that library break backwards compatibility? If yes, then you have other issues because you can't upgrade the application and then break all the other applications that depend on that library. So we'll have to find a solution for that. And then there is the issue of, does the library in the core layer, is it part of a larger group of packages? So all those packages will also be affected. Another challenge is security vulnerabilities. You always want those to be out and available to users as soon as possible. So if you're half rolling, you need to make a decision whether you are going to keep that package frozen or ship a fix. So we need to always check if an update is always required, and if not, what can we do about that? A major challenge is always sticking to your schedule. So we might lack packaging resources, which might complicate things, and we often have unscheduled upgrades or issues that come up from upstream that we can't predict. And there's always the pressure, since we are rolling, to keep those packages coming. Now, what do we do about that? Well, daily what we push out is updating applications and libraries together, so you always get the latest regarding your application as a user. When when a new library version is out, and you can't upgrade because of compatibility issues, then we try to patch it, either the application or the package itself, the library itself, so we can ship it without an upgrade and without needing to redo the whole group of packages that come with that. When that is not possible, what we do is recompile the whole group. So the application, the library, and all the other applications of libraries that might depend on that. And in more extreme scenarios, we freeze the application and libraries for a certain amount of time until we have a workaround, or we can upgrade the application together with the other applications. And finally, we might postpone or even skip a group of packages and go to the next one until we have a solution. Finally, is it for you? Well, we consider it ideal for casual desktop users, and that includes also a lot of gamers that are nowadays using Linux. And we also have examples in our community from small offices and businesses, and also from school laboratories. That's probably it. Yeah. Thank you very much for your time, and if you have any questions, I will be happy to take them.
We have time for one question, maybe two. So if there are one. Sir?
So the common issue with the incompatibility breaking, how often would you say that occurs?
It does happen a lot, yeah. It depends to upstream. So if something like GCC comes up and you need to compile like a whole bunch of packages, probably all of the packages in the repos, it's different. If it's just a simple library, then it depends on the severity. Sometimes, since we upgrade the applications together, we might need to recompile like a second application and a third application after upgrading the library. But
is it like a monthly occurrence?
Yeah, it depends. It varies a lot. But yeah, it happens often. So we have to either patch or do the whole group together. Not that also as often as you might think, but yeah, it happens. Because many upstream applications provide their own libraries, so they just run together.
Do we have any other questions? No, thank you very much.